255 Groton Road,
So you're in the district?
North Chelmsford, Mass.
Okay.
I am not selling my property.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in front of Nancy and Ronnie Gonzalez properties of Doris Drive. Because they used to be 251 Groton Road.
Mm-hmm.
Until they moved in there and did what they did there. Now, I'm in a residential area. I looked at the GIS to see where this Lone Star LLC was located. So far, out of 18 homes on the street, 18, he has either put his name on 6, or his name is there alone, which is what happened to the Donnelly home.
Right.
The Pecora home, I'm sorry, the Pecora home, that 249, I believe it is, 249. Anyhow, and the rest are in the process, somewhere between almost agreed or we're just chatting right now. Last night, Mr. Christopher Cox, who owns North Star LLC,
Mm-hmm.
in preparation for this and possibly some pictures somewhere, he came in and put basically 2 signs on each property saying homeowner, and puts the address, agrees for the zone change. He's the only one. We've got all these houses, 13 properties, 6 of which he actually has in his hand as co-owner or owner. Okay? And the others in the process of agreement. The people who lived in those houses, you may have asked Dan, because Dan was sitting on his porch, okay? But the others didn't know, they weren't even home from work yet. Sometime after 6 and before 7:30, all these signs went up and down Groton Road, and most of 2 there. Some are on public property, some are on private property. Yes, you have the right to put it on private property. I'm seeing that as, hey, Marie, I'm taking over, get out of here. There you go again. I can't look out my window without him up my nose. Why? Why is this harassment happening? There are 6 of us on the street out of 18 residents who are not selling at this point. Okay? 6. Okay? There's no signs. You can tell where he's buying or negotiating, because the signs are there. 6 houses don't have them. Okay? Now, you talk about 2009, we started talking about this, and then 2011, we started talking about this, 2014, 2016. I'm wondering if Christopher Cox is behind the town deciding, after saying they were going to join our appeal of the asphalt air permit, to them not. Because when I was getting people together, out of 18 homes, we got 16 people. And one of them in particular, David Gillies, who sold out because he's got a family he wants out. He's tired of fighting the asphalt, fighting Cox. He's been fighting Cox for 2 decades. When Christopher Cox's company bought that land, they were trying to get unlocked. They found that they bought locked land. David Gillies' wife didn't want to answer the door because she thought we were Cox, trying to get her and her husband to sell the property. A year later, their next door neighbor, Deborah Williams, did sell to him. So if he's been around for 2 decades, and you just started clearing in 2009 and 2011 and this and that, you've never heard of him? You haven't heard him complaining, trying to break out of that locked land? I'm having trouble with that. I'm having trouble with my neighborhood being assaulted with one voice trying to sound like 18 when it's maybe 3, because obviously Dan agrees with him and the Andres agree with him. Okay? I met Dan when I started the asphalt fighting with down in Westwood. He had just moved home about a year or 2 after I started. I guess he had been gone a couple decades, but he had to take care of his dad. He did the honorable thing. He came, took care of his dad. His dad couldn't take care of himself. And he agreed with us at the time that the neighborhood was worth fighting. He doesn't now. Andres, I don't know. They've never been vocal in the neighborhood. They never even said hi. I'm diagonally across from them. They didn't even say hi. So I don't know how they feel about the neighborhood. I really don't. But I know that when we were fighting the asphalt, we were united. I remember in 1993, when we moved there, it was a quiet neighborhood. 94, when taking my kids out to walk around, meeting the neighbors, what have you, I had one neighbor who was there for 60 years, told me about the history of Chelmsford. I got a real good history lesson about all of Chelmsford because he was an engineer for Chelmsford. His neighbor gave me more history of it. I found out the different things that went through. Then I find out about Westford and their history. Now you're telling me all that's unimportant because we're not significant enough. Because we don't earn enough money for the tax base. Where does that come from? Since when are residents who pay a residential tax not significant enough compared to a business or a mall? And why a mall? We've got malls all over the country. Here as well as all the way to California. All shutting down. Not only are the stores closing, the anchor stores are collapsing. The anchor stores are collapsing. And we have somebody who's trying to force malls on us. What's going to happen? Put malls in, rent out half, and in 5 years have this big, huge, empty mall where people are now breaking to live there because they can't afford the rent somewhere else? And putting in all these houses that we talked about. My house is residential, all of it. My neighbor to the west of me, and then 1, 2,